Welcome to Wicso. Today, today we're gonna be doing Wicso, Wicso, 火星金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光金光 no, 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 oh, no, oh, no, no, oh, no, 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 no. So so Hokkaido expands into the north, into Sakhalin, and into the Amur coast. Ah, why? Koreans, move in. So, Korea expands, Korea expands, I'm fat. While the Western Ugandan Empire or the Congolese Empire expands, capturing all of Gambia. The Gold Coast Empire expands and conquers all of West Africa. While the French are going to war with Germany. Feel Debilman, Cortos, Zol Debilman. All these areas integrated. The, the Germans launched an war against the French due to Belgium being basically originally German until it was French. It was the main justification. The other was religion. It wasn't really that religion focus, but it was about destroying the French. So the French get destroyed. The French surrender and move their capital. So, where else? And by somewhere else, I mean here. And basically, they just capture all the occupied territories. So now Bavaria looks really large. The Polish coalition has formed in Europe due to a war between Ukraine and Poland starts. Hungary doesn't want to be a part of this, but still, Czechia does. Czechia moves in, same with Prussia. And same for Lithuania. The Polish coalition was very successful, sieging down many cities year after year. وجدان خود تشینی مگو سعی باشه نیکونه باشه دیویست هفتاد تشینی مگو تپان واسه ما بچون بود ما بود چون تمام دیگه چون نیست چون دانشگاه اونجا قطع سال میتونم سکنم این The fall of Poland seems imminent, and Hungary is mainly isn't really afraid as Ukraine doesn't have that much of an ambition in Romania anymore, as it has been integrated into Hungary. Czech troops move in. And this would start the race to the capital. The race to the capital means more territory in the peace treaty, and the Czechs actually stalled because of Polish victories. Allowing for a relatively fair deal for all coalition members. While most of the territory is controlled by Ukraine has very weak lines, supply lines, and the siege of the capital starts. The siege lasts for 20 years, so let's move on to another part of the world during the 20 years. China is going to have a civil war. The Chinese Civil War would start due to two factions. The two factions would mainly start with a military coup from the Detente faction. It would basically be just a civil war at the start. So the military moves in. Some also join the military, and their leader is assassinated by imperial assassins. So the empire pushes back. The Ma move in, seeing advantage in conquering China. So yeah, eventually both factions unite as the civil war is almost ending. But the civil war leads to the collapse of both factions as the emperor's children are massacred, while the military falls into a bunch of warlord states, which we'll call legions for now. So at first these factions are pretty easy to conquer for the empire, but they start to struggle as these were original provinces of the empire. So the empire has to stall over here. And speaking of that, there would be even more instability down south over the continuation of these 20 years due to over here. So, and finally, these 20 years is out, and Ukraine gets to capture it. So we will see the Treaty of the Vistula. Ukraine takes all of this. Lithuania takes all of this. No. Prussia decides to capture these territories. And Bohemia captures some borderlands, but nothing really more. With this, the rest are divided into a bunch of city-states so that they won't be unheard in the future. This includes Daviscon. This includes the Polish capital, this city, this city, this city, and this city. They would have some arable farmland, but there would be this mass amount of empty space, which would harbor many peasants, causing the formation of the Polish Peasant Republic. But this small borderland is too weak to do anything, so it does that. But the borderlands are still pretty weak, so Hungary could just capture this. The Polish Peasant Republic, which peasant republics were actually a big real thing back in the day. But caused the war to look like this. While France, after years of years by years I mean centuries of being united, falls. After tense debate, Brittany splits off, forming the tribe, the Breton tribe. Same with Poitou, this territory. Orleans, same with Orleans. Normandy. What will group beat tonight? That's symbolized. Beat tonight. That's symbolized. And the capital region of France is divided into four different countries. While France did have some level of feudalism, it's now way more feudal. The four French city-states are basically just merchant republics. So yeah, thanks for watching and please subscribe.